Yeah, today is starting, right? Yeah. Wish you the
Yes,
same.
ma'am.
Thanks for
Ma'am,
your
also, ma'am,
wishes.
the 12th one we have one quiz too, no, ma'am?
Just a
Quiz
minute,
too
just a
only, I
minute.
think.
I'm not hearing anything. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah, tell me.
Yes, ma'am, on 12th, can you mute yourself? So on 12th we have quiz too, no, ma'am. Is it possible to postpone, like we have time till November 29th, no, ma'am, for the semester to get completed because everyone will be busy kind of in celebrations. So if it's not possible already scheduled, that also is fine. Dasara is on
Yes,
15th
ma'am.
only, ma'am.
After Dasara we can have, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll check with Sriba and try to postpone. So, what is your requirement?
After 15th anytime, ma'am. Thursday is already blocked, 21st.
Uh,
I will check the calendar and tell
yeah,
like what is
please post messages, okay? So, I'll check
yes,
accordingly. Yeah, surely we will help
thank
you.
you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
This hi students, Sriba is here. You can post your requirement. Uh, Sriba will talk to you now.
Yes, ma'am. Is ma'am in the
Yeah,
meeting?
yeah. What is it?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah. Good morning.
So we were thinking that if it is feasible to postpone after Dashara, that is 15th of what is it? Yeah, October.
They are
Yes,
asking after
ma'am.
15. After 15th, they are asking. After
Yes, ma'am.
15.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Uh, I shall listen to your request. I shall take your request. Make sure at least today is Thursday's class. Tomorrow Friday. Uh, Today you make the attendance to be at least 120 or at least 100 above.
When, ma'am? When, ma'am?
3 days. Friday, today's Fridays and Monday's class. 3 days class.
Okay, so we need a publicity team to ensure attendance for 3 days.
If that is possible, fine. We can think about it on Tuesday. Postponement. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Otherwise,
Ma'am.
then leave it. It will be happening on 12th.
Yes, ma'am. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you need attendance of 120. Is it, ma'am? Like Thursday,
3
you
days are there.
can,
No?
I don't know how
Friday, Saturday,
publicity
and
team.
Monday. Monday is also there.
Ayyo.
Ah. Okay. I'm not
Please,
asking for
ma'am.
entire year thing. Okay.
What will be, ma'am? Puja or like publicity? Come and
So
attend.
this year we will have it on 12th.
Already today, Shaila Putri Devi Puja will be there. Like at least the puja will be
Priya, one more thing. I asked for 5th. From 5th, you said you had presentation because somethings you guys were telling.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So from
Actually,
5th,
only
I
this
postponed
week
to
is not
12th.
there, no, ma'am. Yeah, that's why we thought
If
we
that
can
is the
just
case, if
ask.
this week was this thing, we can have it on Saturday. This
Ma'am,
Saturday.
ma'am,
That week is festival thing, no? So it's okay. This Saturday is Tuesday's timetable. We can have it on this Tuesday. We are fine with that also.
ma'am. Actually, I was okay with the present date for quiz.
That's what. Present days it is fine. Even I felt. Not postponing from beyond that. That is not possible. If you want, I can
Okay,
prepone
post.
it for 9. Already from 5th, I have postponed to 12th.
Yes,
From
ma'am. So, do you receive any instructions that you should be finishing before Dasara or something like that in the first or second week of October?
instruction we
Like
haven't
general.
received, but we have already given the dates saying that so and so date we will be conducting the quiz to.
Oh,
So that we
okay.
have already
Okay.
shared, and that has been there in your course course plan what I have shared in your teams.
Yes, ma'am.
You can check that.
Ma'am, actually, 12th is Saraswati Puja day, ma'am. We'll be busy, please, ma'am. Not that day, ma'am.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay for preponing it to 9th, not postponing beyond that. Because already on 5th, when I told this,
Ma'am, it's so
uh,
nice logic you are giving, ma'am. Preponing, are you are okay since you don't want to change it, but you're okay to prepone, but not to postpone. Even though we are mentioning about the festivals this week, like every day, it is equally important to develop the spiritual involving those activities also. You know, I don't know how many are
along with
involved, but
spiritual
then
things, it is along with spiritual things, education is also important. So better
education is also important,
we
ma'am,
should
but the
have
moral
balance
character
on it.
developing is what I feel is very important. Like no one even knows how much. Like I don't know if they all know about the Devi's names also, and already we have classes. On top of that, exams means we need to cover recordings of the few classes we missed also. No, right, ma'am. It's not just about giving one exam for 15-20 minutes and leaving. We need to prepare also properly. So I was just asking, and we were asking. And if
Priya, when
you,
did I announce this?
what, ma'am?
When did I announce about the quiz?
Actually, that time I didn't check about the calendar, ma'am. So that's why we were asking if it is feasible to change. So if
Not
that is not
changeable,
okay, you
Priya.
can just tell instead of
I'm saying it's not
telling.
fine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We'll stick on with the 12th itself. There is no change.
It's fine.
Because the date when I have announced is last Thursday I have announced. Not last Thursday. Last
Ma'am, that day also I have asked, no, ma'am.
that day also I told you.
Ma'am.
I told 5th, 9th and 12th. 3 dates I gave.
You announced quiz on 30th, no?
What is it, Abhishek?
You announced the quiz date on 30th, no? Last month. In 8 days.
That is on Thursday.
Yes.
That's what I said, Thursday. Last Thursday. What's the portion? It's a bigger one. No, programs and whatever they have practiced. First of all, hardly some 50 students will be there in class. And they come up with so many requirements. When we ask them to finish the presentation, that also they will not do. Right? When we announce for the presentation, that day onwards you will start looking for the doing the project itself. So no change, students. It will be on 12th itself. 12th, first hour.
Ma'am.
Now you can take it forward. Okay. Thank you, Sriba. Okay. Shall we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me start. Today's session, we are going to discuss about sets. Sets you have heard in mathematics. Please forget the previous discussion. You have a quiz on scheduled on Tuesday. It's a small portion you can able to do. Nothing is impossible. We can do. If you really concentrated on the subject, it's nothing simple. Okay, anyway, I don't want to elaborate. Okay, so sets. What is meant by set? Can you define set? It's already started recording. Recording started? Yeah. Yeah, students. Yeah, please come up. Please forget everything. Okay. So that at least you can concentrate on this small portion. Sets are nothing but I can say it's a collection of elements, isn't it? So there are two types of sets, ordered sets and unordered sets. If you say the set, and with respect to computer science, sets operation we have done it in mathematics, right? So in a paper we can able to perform all the calculations, all the operations we can do. So if I ask you what all the operations we can perform, you may say that, okay, already you know it. You may say like, given two sets, I would like to find out intersection. Given two sets, I would like to perform union operation. Right? So these two will come into your mind if you are discussing about sets. And in sets, if you take a set, how to represent the set in a computer? That is by using some primitive data structures, right? So with respect to this list, the famous data structure is the list. So whether the list can be helpful for representing the sets or not? Tell me yes or no. The list data structure can be helpful for representing sets.
Yes, ma'am. Like provided we make sure it's all unique.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the list data structure can be helpful for representing the sets. Okay. So now if you take the list or sets, another thing is there are two types. One is ordered list and unordered list. Isn't it? What is meant by ordered list? If you look at each and every element, the first element, second, etc., and if you compare, always the next element will be greater than the previous element, right? So if you compare the second element with the first element, the second element will be greater than the first element. That is in the case of ordered list, right? So there are two cases possible when you are working with the data. That is, we may have a set of values in an ordered way or in an unordered way, right? So we should be able to represent this in a language, and also we should be able to perform the operations like intersection and union, etc., right? And if you look ahead, after all, the intersection and union is a very famous one. And if you look ahead, I may search for a particular element in the given set, whether the set contains an specific element or not. The set contains a specific element or not. So that means it's a searching for an element in the set. It is possible, isn't it? I can also check for the list is empty or not, isn't it? So there are many operations provided if you have some constraints like the number of elements in the list should be of 50. Okay, so whenever you want to try to making a union of two sets and it is going beyond 50, you may say we may lose out some data. Okay, so it's all our imagination. It's all depends on our requirement, application requirement. Okay, so now first of all, we before going to the set, we have discussed about rational numbers. How did we represent rational numbers in the list? Any answers? What is meant by rational number? Rational number is nothing but x divided by y, where x is a numerator and y is a denominator, and this representation can be done with the concept of list only. So in the list, what I will do, I will take the first element x and then second element y. So this is the way I will write, and then I will write some filter function, right? Like get the numerator of the rational number, and I will use the car. Get the denominator of the rational number. I will use the CDR, car of CDR of whatever, right? So now this is in the case of a rational number. Suppose I want to represent some expressions, for example, 7x plus 8. Right, so this expression I would like to mention. So how will you represent in the Lisp language? That again we will use the list data structure. So in the list data structure, for to represent this 7x plus 8, what I will do? Any answer?
Represent the symbolic.
Yeah, for plus
Symbolic representation, as well as we may go for representing in this way, right? The operator, and then we have to go for the prefix notation, right? So plus of something where the first one is 7 into x. This is not a symbolic representation, but actually the expression, okay, you just take now. It's a symbolic expression, you just say, and we cannot able to represent, but we want to produce this kind of expression, you have to go for this. Then we should not have this one, isn't it? Isn't it? It will perform this operation, it will try to perform, it will say syntax error. Okay, it's okay. So as per for the concept learning, I just say 7x plus 8. Okay, so I will write like using a prefix notation. Isn't it? So this is the way I will represent this. Now we are talking about the set. Set contains 3, 5, 7, etc. And this set can also be represented in terms of list, right? So you will write 3 and then space 5, then 7, then 8. Okay, so now by knowing this one, and there is a provision in the language to represent the set, and what are all the other operations, how to do that operations. Okay, so the first operation what I want to discuss with you is finding or searching, finding an element in the list, existing or not. Okay, this is for the search. Now I ask you, because you have written many programs, let us write a procedure. I will type code, but you have to tell the answer. Okay, I'll take. Okay. Okay, I type in here. Yeah, you please tell me what I want is, I would like to define a procedure. That procedure will take two parameters. One is the element to be searched, and another one is the set, the set of values. Okay, so let us all write a program, and please dictate me. Okay, so yeah, what should I write? Okay, please forget about what is happening in the world. Okay, so just you try this concept, how to write it. Yeah.
Define.
Okay, define search, and whether that element is there or not. Yeah. So
Define search.
okay, and then yeah, yes, and then set. Okay.
Then
I want to write in an English term. I have to use the syntax of the list. Yeah.
and one more bracket before search begins.
Yeah, define. Yes. Define. Yeah. So we are going to define this.
Then null question mark.
Okay. So before writing a program, you must to frame the logic.
this particular set can be a null. If it is null, you just return what you want. You want to return 0 or you want to return true or false, whatever. So let us say now we are going to search for an element in the given set. This procedure is going to return as the true or false, let us say. Okay, so that is my requirement. So requirement is clear cut now. So the cases we have to write it. So when you are taking all the cases, the famous the primitive, that is cond you have to use, right? So the first cases, as you said, the set is null or not. Okay, let us write. How to test the set is null or not? Is there any built-in primitive available procedure?
Null question mark set.
Yeah, null question mark. So null question mark what? This set variable. Okay. So it will return you true or false.
False, ma'am. It should return false.
It should return false. Yeah, very good. So this is the way you have to build the program. Yeah. So now for the cont, one condition is over. So if it is not equal, something is there, right? So let us write another procedure. So what is another procedure? We have to always write the program in an efficient way. So given the list, given the element, the first element will be matching with X. Okay, if it is, we no need to do the recursion. So we can just break out and come out, right? So what we have to do is here in the second condition, we need to check the first element of the set, that is a car of set, and the X both are equal or not, isn't it? Then if it is equal, return true. Okay. So tell me, what should I write?
Equal question mark.
Question mark. Okay. And that element. Okay. And then car of the set. Okay. So now if it is equal, then you just return true. Yes. You are right. So the next one. Is there any other conditions to be evaluated? No. So if it is null, we have to return false. If it is the first element, you will return true. Else, you have to check from the second element till the last element. So the else part. Okay. So what we need to do in the else part?
I'm search with CDR.
Okay. I have to call same procedure. Okay. The next time search. The next time I have to pass two arguments, right? What is X? X only. And what is set? Here now I have to apply CDR. So CDR of set. Okay. So now second element onwards, the data will be flowing here, and again you are checking the null or it is equal. Otherwise, again the CDR. So recursively, you will supply the data, right? Like the first time all the elements, second time second element onwards, the third time third element onwards, etc. So now whether this procedure will work or not, I think yeah. This will work because we have in the previous session I have written some procedure. The same thing I have written, searching an element in a list. It is not different than that particular procedure. We have written reproduced the same thing. Okay. So now this is the procedure for searching for an element in the set, isn't it? Okay, this is for ordered set or unordered set. This logic will work for everything, ordered and unordered. Will it work for everything? It will work for everything, but for the ordered list, we can optimize it. We can write a different version so that we can optimize the comparisons. We can reduce the comparisons. Okay, so now we talk about unordered list, and this particular operation is over. Okay, And another operation, what I want to do is adjoin of set, or I can say adjoin set. This is the procedure I would like to implement. What is meant by adjoin? Okay, let me tell you. Given a set, okay, given a element, you have to join the element to the set. You have to join the element in the set. This is my requirement. Okay, so what adjoin set will do? Given a set and given an element, it has to join X to the list so that you will get a final set with X and then the content of set. Understood? So let us perform adjoin set. Let us write a code for this. Now we are talking about unordered list. In the unordered list, X can be anywhere. In the case of ordered list, X should be properly in some particular position we have to insert so that we will maintain the ascending order or a descending order, isn't it? Now we are just working on the unordered list, joining X to the available list in an efficient way, how we can perform. That is my question. With a minimal operation, I would like to add X to the set. Is there any idea? After all, I have to include X to the set. Wherever, it doesn't matter. Why? Because we are talking about unordered list. So in which position you would like to add it, whether at the end of the list or whether at the beginning of the list or at the second element or in the middle. So which one will be?
Generally append to the last, we can just do append to the last by putting it in the set.
Okay. So for appending, actually, consider there is no
It is a
primitive function available. Okay. So there is no primitive function available. And now we have to write a procedure. Yeah, we have to write a procedure which will join X to the set.
Then cons will work, no, ma'am. Simply doing.
Yes, you're right. We can use the cons. Okay. Okay. So let us define adjoin. So we need to pass two arguments. This element to be inserted, and then the set. Okay. And after that. So now, what is the preliminary operations we need to perform? So the element, what you want to insert, if it is occurring, if it is already there, why you have to insert? So now let me say, the set is nothing but, if you look at the set, the numbers will not be duplicated. We will not have a redundant data in the set, right? We will not have a duplicate data in the set. Okay, so having that constraint, okay, in the set, we will not have a duplicate data. For example, the element 2, if I check only one time, it will be occurring. So I will not have the element 2 more than once in my set. Okay, so now while adjoining, and I will find out whether X is there or not. If it is already there, why you have to join? It's not required. So what I'm doing is I'm going for calling this procedure. I have to search the X is there or not, isn't it? So now if I will call the search procedure, for that I have to pass once again two arguments. Then X and then set. Yeah. So if it is returning true, then what? I will return the set. Okay. If it is not, then what you have to do, as Priya told, we have to construct. So cons of constructing at the beginning is very easier than constructing at the end. Why? Because you have to move the pointer to the end, or otherwise you have to find out the length of the thing and then go there. So it is a tedious process, right? Because we are talking about the unordered list, you just add X at the beginning of the set. That will be an efficient way to do the adjoin operation. So I'm going to construct what? Tell me, what are the parameters I have to? As we decided that the element X has to be first element in the set, so I'm going for constructing a new set where the first element is what?
X and then set.
And then set. Yes, you're right. So it will construct X, that is, it will insert X here, and then the set will be appended. Yeah. Another procedure. Okay, so what is meant by adjoin operation? Given an element, I have to add it, I have to join it in the set. So while joining, I'm just looking for what is the type of the set I want, whether it's ordered set or unordered set. In the case of unordered set, then I'm just having a mindset that if I am adding in the as a first element in the set, then my programming efficiency, the rate of growth will be lesser, right? So that is the way I was thinking. Okay, now I achieved. Okay, so this is for adjoin. Let's move on to perform another operation. Let us perform intersection. Okay, so let's perform intersection. For intersection, we need two sets. Consider S1 and then S2. Okay. So now before the intersection concept we know, okay, but we have to write an efficient code. So what are the cases you will incorporate in this algorithm? So the first thing is the set 1 can be null, okay, and set 2 also null. This is a very worst case, right? It does not have any elements. The S1 and S2 does not have any elements. So we need to check both S1 and S2 are empty. Okay, it is empty. Then I will return an empty set. Otherwise, I will check set 1 and set 2 both are equal. The intersection is what? You can return anything. Set 1 you can return or set 2 you can return. Otherwise, you have to find out the intersection. How to find out the intersection? So now, if you think logically, if I say the first set has these elements, this is S1 equal to, and then second element, second set has, okay, let us see. Okay, so what is your logic? What's your thought process? What you will do? I will take the first element and I will compare this is available or not. If it is available, if it is there, what I will do? I will construct a new list, isn't it? So consider it as S3, and in that element is available, then I will write it. This is the logic. So the first element I have to take and then compare with all the elements. Then if it is matching, I have to write it over here. So considering I have 2 here, so 2 is available, so that I will construct a list with the 2. Then I will move on to the second element. I will check if there is nothing. I will move on to the next one and so on. This is our logic. This is the way I can solve the problem. So now let us define this. So I have to go for the cond. Cond is very helpful, isn't it, in Lisp for multiple branches, right? Multiple branches or if else. Nested if. Can I write a nested if? Can you simulate a nested if using cond?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, yes, possible. Can we have a cond inside another cond?
Yes.
Have you ever programmed? Okay, so these are things you can just look at. Okay, so now let me complete this because 10 minutes more. Can't. Okay, what do you want now? The first case is S1 is null and S2 is null, and then return the empty set. There is no intersection. That means after I'm generalizing it, my program will return you a new set, new list, which may be empty or it may contain the common elements. Okay, so that is my goal. So now I will be checking what? Null of S1. S1 is null. Okay. And then S2 should be null. In that case, okay, in that case, I will return what? I will return null list, empty list. Okay, this is the way you will return. So let's go for another condition. What is the condition? I have given R and this is not necessary, right? R itself sufficient, right? Any one is null, then we can't perform, right? We have to check both and okay, that's why it is R. And then what is that? Set 1 is equivalent to set 2. We will return set 1 or set 2, isn't it? So how to check both sets are equal? Here we have to apply some logic. Can you tell me how to check the equality for sets S1 and S2?
Comparing the elements only, no, ma'am, one by
Yeah.
one.
Yes. So we have already
Actually,
written
first thing what we can do is we can compare the length probably. Then that way we can eliminate directly, no, ma'am.
Yes, we can also perform that one. Is that length primitive is available in Lisp?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
if it is available, we can do. Otherwise, we can compare simply element by element. So what I will do is, I will take a car of S1 and then I will search with the set S2. Isn't it? I have already written the search procedure for which X is the element to be searched in the list. So I'm taking car of S1 and then I'm going to search in S2. Whether it will work or not. Whether it will work or not.
This
Okay.
one is only for one element, no, ma'am.
This is for only one element. So what you need to do?
Can we use like a nested map concept here, ma'am? Like,
Yes. So repeatedly you have to call the search procedure, isn't it? Okay. Let's say so now we found that something is set 1 is available, set 1 is equal to set 2. You just say I will return S1 or I will return S2. Okay. So now the next one is you have to find out the intersection. Both are not equal, but what you have to do? So now in this case, actually what we are doing is we are going to call cons repeatedly, isn't it? For each and every element, when it is common, you have to construct a list. So I will be constructing a list with some elements. So which element? Which element? So in this case, I will take, I will apply the logic. The first element of S1, okay, and the first element of S2, okay, and I will compare. If it is not equal, I will move to the next one. If it is equal, no problem. Then I will go for taking the next first element, that means the second element, and then compare with other elements. So can you find out a common logic for performing this operation?
we can use a map.
Map, how will you apply?
Like two maps, ma'am, like a nested map concept. The outer map will take the list as the like set one as input. The inner map will take set two as input. Now, the when we are passing the like function for map, like what function you want to apply, we'll just compare and return the list, something like that, like the one.
Okay, so you let me know tomorrow your version of your program. Okay, using map. Okay, so now I ask you to complete this. Okay, this program. How to find out an intersection. Okay, before that, whenever you are writing a program, you will find out the rate of growth, isn't it? So, what is the rate of growth for the first operation? Because we are reaching end of the session, so that's why I will refresh this. And then the next session, we will talk about the intersection. What is the rate of growth for the search? Is it what we are performing in the procedural languages? Same thing did we do or something else? So we are checking null. We are checking for the car, and if both are false, then we will search all the elements, right, till we find the data. So what is the rate of growth rate? It is somebody answered, I think.
Order of n.
Order of n, yeah. So it doesn't matter. Once you are writing the logic or algorithm, it doesn't matter in which language you are writing it, isn't it? After all, we are not adopting some powerful features in our program, but normally, what is a normal algorithm for searching? Same thing only we are implementing. So the complexity will be same, irrespective of the language. Okay. So now for adjoin set, for performing this operation, what is the rate of growth? For the unordered set.
Order of n.
Order of n only. Why? Because we are calling the search, right? If it is not available, you will join it, isn't it? So here also we have to do the search. All the element has to be searched. So this also order of n. Yeah, very good, right? So now guess what will be the order of n if you are not using map or something else, but I'm just going in this patient. Constructing a common list, finding the common element and constructing the list, new list. So in that case, what will be the order of growth? Consider S1 has n elements, S2 has m elements, where m may be greater than n or n may be greater than m.
Mn,
Mn, multiplication. But order of growth, how will you mention? M and n. So in that case, big O of something you will write. No, you will not. You will use the symbol n only, isn't it? So here it will be n square, isn't it? Okay. So please think about how to complete this code intersection, and I will ask you to write the union as well. How to perform union operation for two sets, given two sets. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is a tutorial session, and we have to do many lab programs in order to understand the subject very well. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.